What's up? Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Zach. This is my lovely wife, Montana. And we are the Russenburgers. These are typically the conversations we have when the kids go to bed or in bed. But tonight we thought we would do something a little bit different. We would have a little bit of fun. We're actually about to kick off midweek and we're busy right now. And so
Not that we aren't always busy.
yeah, but I feel like way more busy at the moment than I normally do. And so we thought we'd just do something fun tonight for the podcast. And so what we did was we went and did a deeply scientific search.
Oh yeah.
On the internet.
We went on Google and found a marriage quiz, and then we had to go through a few so that it wouldn't sound like therapy. We really just wanted a fun kind of lighthearted, ask questions for your spouse. So we finally found one on Google. So I guess could share the link on our.
I'll put the link in the description.
If you want to do this with your spouse.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, so this is 25 fun questions to ask your spouse.
Yep.
Number 1, would you rather stay in or go out for date night?
So am I answering as you, or am I answering as what I would like to do?
You can answer for me, and then I will answer for you.
You would definitely like to go out because you hate being in the house and you like to spend money.
Correct.
What would I like to do?
You would rather stay in, and I would rather claw my eyes out than watch another movie.
Because our couch is so comfy. I don't know why you would want to leave it.
Our couch is comfy. We did try to do an episode of the podcast from our couch, and frankly, I think it's too comfy for podcasting.
It is.
So-
It makes you very tired very fast.
So we're back to the lovely kitchen table.
So ding, we got that right.
Ding, 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 ding.
We're polar opposites when it comes to date night.
Ding, 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 ding. There's probably a, hold on, let's find the ding. Let's see if there's a ding on here.
It's taking longer than...
There we go. We found it, folks. So we've got a dinger for when we get them right. Okay. Number.
No, I get number 2.
Okay.
Okay. So would you rather play a board game or watch a movie with me? You're answering as me.
You would rather watch a movie.
Probably. See, what's hard is you would rather do neither.
Correct. Woo!
Because we don't like really any of the same movies. And the movies we do like are always series, or you have to pay attention. That's really what you want to watch on date night. And you don't like board games because if you lose, you're a sore loser.
I am a sore loser.
So
As are all great winners. Number 3.
kind of dramatic.
Would you rather be a movie star
Oh,
or a famous musician?
you're answering for me.
You would rather be a movie star.
A faux show. Love movies. I used to actually, one of my dreams when I was younger is I wanted to always be a teacher, but I wanted to be a teacher for the stars. So on movie sets, the kids who aren't
This is the most specific Montana dream ever.
it's honestly something that I really wanted to do, before God had a different calling for my life. But I wanted to go on sets, and the kids who are still in school, they can only do so many hours on set. It's you could be their teacher while they were on set.
This is so specific. And so specifically Montana.
We
It's
got to be a
hilarious.
teacher for famous people. Okay, so what do you do?
Movie star or famous musician?
For you, I think it would be a famous musician because you think you really like music, and that's a talent you don't currently possess, is being able to play an instrument.
This
So
is
I
true.
would say famous musician.
I would say correct. I would love
So we're 3 for 3
to be a musician, and I currently do not possess that skill at all. And
Yes,
so
neither
it's
do I.
frustrating.
Something we got in common.
Yes.
All
it
right,
is.
number 4. Would you rather go in the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren? That's an odd one. What do you think I would want to do?
You would want to see your great-great-grandchildren.
Of course. You got to see how cute they turn out. And if they look like me, if they look like old Great Gingam. Oh, Lord. I have no idea. I guess the future.
No, I
No,
think
the
I'd want to
past.
go back.
To see your ancestors?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of high hopes for the future, so I know if I
For our
want to visit.
children?
I don't know if I want to visit. So I would probably want to go back. I'm kidding on the no high hopes for the future, but I think it'd be interesting to see where I come from. Our family's kind of an odd mystery of origin.
How y'all got here?
Yeah, our name is odd, and where it kind of fits into like German history is kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I'd probably want to go see.
I think we're doing a quiz tonight.
I'd want to go see that.
Yeah.
So we failed
Failed that one, yeah.
to
Because
get
again,
that
that's
one,
a question that you may not actually know about your spouse. But now we do. So next time we take this quiz, we'll know it.
That's it. So
Number
we
5.
failed on that one. Number 5. Would you rather spend the next year exempt from all taxes or have 1 month paid vacation? I need to know if my taxes change. Like, do I have to pay more in taxes, or do I pay the same amount and get?
I would think
month's
that whole
vacation.
year you don't have to pay any taxes, and then they don't like move over to the next year.
No, I'm saying like it says. So the question is, would you rather spend the next year exempt from all taxes, or have 1 month paid vacation? So does that mean that my taxes, if I say no, I'll take the vacation, does my tax rate stay the same? Do I pay the same amount whether I take the vacation?
I think you're thinking
Too much.
too much.
I mean, I don't like paying taxes. What would you do? You would want 1 month paid vacation.
Well, see, I read that as like you wouldn't have to pay any tax. So does that mean like food, clothes, groceries,
Yes.
movies? That's what I would do. No
That's true.
tax. And I would just be living the high life. Like when they're I'm like, oh, you paying $3 in tax? Swipe. I not.
This question 100% depends on how much money you make. 100%.
Well, also like 1 month paid vacation. Are they paying for the vacation or just paying you while you vacation? Because then who's going to pay?
Oh, but no, paid vacation is just like what you get at work, like just the.
No, I know, but I think if you were paying for my vacation, that would be different. But I would just be getting paid to sit at home. So I would do the taxes.
Okay,
That's an odd one.
that is a weird one.
What would you do?
I probably taxes. I mean, my pay rate for a month isn't enough really to say vacation makes sense. So we don't really know who won that.
All right, well, that
so we
one,
don't
yeah,
have
that one was kind of weird. I think they needed to give more details, be more specific in that question.
to- Anyway,
So, number 6.
On to number 6.
Would you rather always speak your mind or never speak again?
Speak your mind.
Yeah, you gotta say it like it is. To never talk again?
Yeah,
my
that's a
gosh.
silly question.
Yeah, you would definitely speak your mind because you already do anyways. But I think you'd also be fine never speaking again. But no, like I'm way too hilarious to never speak again. I
Oh.
mean, I have so many references. Okay, number 7.
Number 7. Would you rather put a stop to war or end world hunger? This is like a pageant queen question. I want to stop all wars. I want to end world hunger.
My favorite day is October 13th.
Is that from Miss Congeniality?
Yes. See, we watch movies together.
I knew a girl movie. I would.
I would stop world hunger. 'Cause
You
I
would
feel
allow war and end hunger.
Well, I mean, neither of them are good. But yeah, I think, everybody getting to eat would be good. That's probably a reason why a lot of, people are hungry might be because of war going on now or already
Like a war for
happened.
resources.
Or like their, territory was destroyed, so the resources are low and things like that.
But
sorry, what would you do?
Say stop war.
Well, good. We'll just do both of them.
Hey, how about
Yeah.
that? We're so good.
All right, number 8. Would you rather give or get
Ooh.
bad advice?
You would rather get bad advice.
True. And I have plenty of times.
Yes,
You would rather get bad advice.
I do. I actually have a serious phobia about giving people bad advice. So
Oh yeah, no, I always stick to like the Bible or something that I'm like 100% like it's gonna work. Like, if they're like, should I cheat on my husband? Absolutely, 100% do not do that. So yeah, if I have to give advice, it's always from the Bible.
Yeah,
Because I trust God way more than myself.
I tell people I don't know like literally every day.
Yeah.
Because I am honestly terrible.
Well, I think you have
terrified.
more responsibility if you give bad advice because they could take it and then you're responsible. I mean, you're not responsible for their choice, but you're responsible for supporting that. But if you get bad advice, you still have the choice of using it or not.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true because the you become the source of the information if you're giving
Yeah.
bad advice, and I don't ever want to give people bad advice. My purpose is to help people, so yeah, I would much rather get it and then figure it out on my own. Number 9. Would you rather lose your keys or your cell phone? You would rather lose your keys.
For sure. I'll just stay on my couch with my phone.
I would rather.
You would rather, I think you'd rather lose your phone because you couldn't leave if you lost your keys. But what's funny is you actually never lose your phone, but you lose your keys quite often.
I actually don't leave. I work from home, my day job, and I really don't. Like, I'm here a lot. So, like, my keys and stuff, I just kind of leave laying around. I can walk. I'd rather lose my keys.
I know. And you do quite often.
So, we were a little off on that one.
All right, number 10. Would you rather always be gossiped about or never talked about?
You would never be talked about.
I don't know. I mean, is it good gossip or bad gossip?
We're just going to assume it's bad since the
Yeah.
other option is never to be talked about.
Probably. Yeah, probably never to be talked about. Yours the same thing.
Yeah, I would like to think so. So,
Yeah, hopefully we don't have a lot of bad gossip going around.
and if you are, I don't care. Get over it. Number 11. Would you rather fail or never try? You would rather never try.
Whatever. I don't think I set out to fail, but I would rather try.
You hate.
It depends
failing.
on what it is.
You literally hate it.
Who likes failing?
No, but
do you
like-
like failing? Okay, then.
But you like it. It will make you stop doing stuff sometimes.
I don't think so. I think if it's anything athletic, if I'm going to fail, there's no point in trying.
See, that's the wrong mindset though.
But I'm just not athletic.
That's not an excuse.
But it's the one I'm using.
It's not an excuse.
I just think, if it's like for my career or for my family or my marriage or my God, I'd rather fail. But yeah, if it's like athletic, I'm like, what, it's fine.
I guess my mind did go straight to like physical feats.
I know it
so,
did. That's why you answered that way.
I would 100%.
But you didn't tell the people. I almost beat you at 2 games of pickleball.
I think you already told them that.
No, we started over. We didn't tell them. They know now.
I would rather
Fail.
100%. I'll try anything once, whether I'm good at it or not.
Yes, and he will fail hard and passionately because that's what he does.
I will.
He will succeed hard and passionately, or he will fail.
Yeah, I'm.
The same
if
way.
you've ever heard of the disc test, I'm like big red and yellow, like full red and yellow, which means I will try anything and everything, and I will try to create a way to do it.
Yeah.
All
All right, number 12.
It's my turn, woman.
No, you read that one. Would you rather work in a group or work alone?
I don't. You would rather work alone.
But there's nobody to talk to.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I think I'm pretty good at building groups.
Yeah.
I do a lot of work by myself though.
Yeah.
So it's kind of dual. Like I like the work of building groups.
Yeah. I like working in groups, but like it's always a double-edged sword because working alone, you have more control or you have like total control, but there's more work and there's more risk. I was like, but with a group,
Yeah.
you have someone to help and you bounce ideas off. Maybe they're better at something than you're better, but then you have to give up a lot of control. So I think it just depends on like the project. But I would say a group because there's a lot of things that I'm not good at that I know that the group would be able to help with. All right. I don't know.
Sorry, there's a dog like he looked like he was unhappy. Yeah, I agree with you about the works versus working alone. There is more work when you work alone. And you can definitely get more done. The old African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I would say for me, I like to build groups. But when it comes like nuts and bolts and sitting down and putting pen to paper, I'd probably prefer to work alone, honestly. Number 13. Would you rather be stuck on an island alone or someone who talks incessantly?
You would rather be alone.
Yes. And you would rather be with someone who talks incessantly.
Yeah, because you can always go hide on the island.
Oh, okay.
On an island, you're like, I'm gonna go pick some coconuts and then just be gone for like 5 hours if you really.
But then
needed
you're
a
alone
break.
anyway.
But you have the choice of going and having some companionship. When you're on the island alone, there's no companion coming. You have to draw a face on a coconut or whatever if you want to.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're gonna go crazy, and if
you're gonna end up talking to somebody that's gonna be in your head.
I like myself.
But I feel like people deserve my company. I'm just kidding.
We're kidding. Yeah, I'm still going alone.
Yes, we know, honey.
We got that one right.
14. 14 is my favorite number. Do you know that?
I did not. Why is it 14?
I don't know. I like the way a 4 looks. It's very like even and symmetrical. And any fours.
It's none of those things.
It has like the 2 sides.
No,
well, I mean, like the one,
it's not
like
symmetrical.
I know, like, but the 2 sides. I mean, the stick's not. But I don't know. Something about 4s. It just does it for me.
That is a weird.
I don't know. I have liked 4s my entire life.
Weird statement.
Well, now you know. So at my funeral, you got something nice to say that I liked 4s. All right, number 14. Would you rather have more money or more time?
You would rather have time.
I would rather have time. I don't know yours. I think you'd rather have more time just because. I don't know yours. I think you'd rather have more time because I feel like you could get more. You would feel more accomplished if you had 26 hours in a day than more money.
I think I could make more money if I had more time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking for
Honestly.
you. Yeah. Oh, this one's a good one.
I could do a lot if I had more time.
15.
Number 15. Would you rather have a cook or a maid? Maid.
I'd rather have a cook.
No, maid. You're crazy. Around this house?
But see, I can clean. I don't clean, but I can clean.
Yeah.
But see, I
can cook.
can't cook more than like 5 meals. So I mean, if you had a cook, I mean, Lord knows what we could have.
I can cook well enough to get by.
No, but you could have like variety and different stuff. Like if you had like a chef or something, like I can always go clean.
I'm still taking the maid.
I'd rather have a cook.
We failed.
We failed. Would you rather hear the good news or the bad news first?
You
I'd
would rather hear the good news first.
See, I was thinking the opposite.
Really?
I'd rather end on a good note than, if you're like, hey, your dog died, but someone left $100 in your pocket. You're like, well, my dog might be gone, but at least I have $100. But if you say the good news first, you may forget. And then the bad news, you may forget what the good news was and be so focused on the bad news.
Here's my thing on that. Typically, the good news is like,
not as equal to the bad news.
It's also something's completed. Like, here is $100.
Yeah.
So there is nothing else that can be done about it. Like you get the $100 and that's the end of it. The bad news is your dog ran away, to continue your example. We can go find the dog. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there's action that's necessary.
So you'd rather have the
news.
bad news than the good news?
I would rather have the good news first. Because I have to. The good news, there's no action tied to it. Typically, when you think about all the good news you get in your life, it's not like, you got this promotion. That's it. You got the promotion.
Yeah.
It's not you got this promotion if that would be the bad news. So you like the good news first.
All right. Well, I think we're different on that one.
Fail yours.
Would you rather be your own boss or work for someone else? You would rather be your own boss.
100%.
Because you tend to act like your own boss.
I'm not,
anyways.
but I would 100%.
What about me?
You would rather work for someone else.
I don't know.
No. You have entrepreneurial tendencies.
Yeah.
But you like the structure of at least like the idea of what to do.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to create structure from nothing. But I don't know. I've never been in a situation to get to be my own boss. So
But
maybe one day I'll find out.
You're very creative, like inside of like an idea. Like I have to do this thing. You can be super creative with like the structure of your creativity. Does that make sense? Like,
Sure.
okay, it's like you have this event coming up. Here's what I want for the event. You're super creative to execute the event, but you knew the event, you knew the time, you knew this like the standard.
I like parameters. I think it's less messy that way.
But if you work for yourself, like a lot of people, that's how their life is. They have a boss, but they have like they're creative inside of the structure their boss designs. I am very much on the other side of that where I like the how do we figure this out?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the difference between you and I. So I 100% would want to be my own boss. So what do you think you are?
I've
Own
never
boss?
desired to be my own boss, so I think that you were right. Work for someone else.
Woo!
All right. Would you rather? I don't know whose turn it is. Would you rather have nosy neighbors or noisy neighbors?
Ooh. You would rather have nosy neighbors.
For sure. Mama got to sleep.
Yes. And I would rather.
I don't know. I think you'd rather have noisy or nosy neighbors because I don't think that we have enough really going on in our life that'd be that interesting.
It's true. I think I'd probably.
I think noise, like I'm saying, we have a 2-year-old and we like our sleep because we get very little of it, and noises would just keep us up. Like if they started mowing their lawn at 5 a.m, staying up till 2 a.m, like that would be super inconvenient. But if they're like looking through our mail or listening at our door, I mean, they're just gonna hear some boring conversations.
Yeah, that's really weird if they do that, but I'm with you.
I'm not sure what a nosy neighbor is.
I think you just nailed it. Always just kind of like checking in.
Yeah. All right, you can
Number
read 19. And this, if you're watching, you may want to step out.
Yes. If you're in the car with your children, please mute. Number 19. Would you rather have mind-blowing sex once a month or mediocre sex once a week?
I think you would choose the mediocre sex once a week because you're more of a quantity person. What would I do?
Mind-blowing once a month.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're only getting it once a month, it should be an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we nailed that
We
one.
nailed it. We're different, though, so
We work it out. And so,
we have our own thing going on. All right, number 20. We're almost done. Would you rather be a little late or way too early?
little late for you.
I'm always early.
But you would rather be a little late. You push the limits.
I don't know. I never push the limit to be late, but I would like to be earlier than I am. But that snooze button just looks so beautiful.
But way too early, that strikes me as like 40 minutes early.
I don't know. I mean, you like to be way too early, and that's just
100%.
because you're just super bad with time.
I'm not bad with time.
You are bad with time, honey.
How's that bad with time?
You say, "Hey, I'm gonna go play disc golf at 2:00." You're out the door at 12:30.
It's not bad with time. I'm prepared.
Wait, no, you just can't be at home.
That's prepared.
You just have to be going.
I work here all day, every day. It's time to go. Yeah, way too early for me. You say way too early for you?
I think so.
Screwed that one up. Number 21. Would you rather have unlimited gift certificate to a restaurant or a clothing store?
Ooh, yours is clothing.
Yes, 100%. I'll make a PB&J.
Clothes are so much more expensive than food.
I'll make a PB&J.
I mean, I was like, I can eat, ramen or whatever, stay at home, cook the 5 meals I know how to cook. I do like restaurants and stuff like that, but if I could look, like fashionable, I'm choosing that every single time.
Yeah, there's no chance I'm going to eat out.
See, we do have some things in common, people.
Yeah, we both like clothes.
Would you rather have many good friends or one very best friend?
You would rather have many good friends.
I think you'd rather have one best friend.
See,
I don't know.
again, I'm overthinking questions because that's what I do. But I would think, so there's like instances where I think having a lot of good friends would be fun. Like when we go play pickleball with like a lot of friends, it's fun because we get to rotate and rest. But like if I want to charge the hill and do something crazy, I want a very best friend to do that with. So I don't know. Yeah, I would probably, if I had to pick one, I'm picking a very best friend.
Ding, ding, ding. Oh.
So we got that one.
Number 23. Would you rather live in Antarctica or the Sahara Desert? I think you would probably be Antarctica because you like the cold better than the heat.
You would be the desert. No, you'd be Antarctica.
Yeah, I mean those penguins.
Yeah, you'd be Antarctica.
But I think you can dress warm. I'm like, I'm not gonna walk around naked. Like,
Yeah,
and
surely.
and I would get sunburned.
Surely
like,
it's
I'm
like
pretty pale.
Like you. It's not like you're like freezing to death.
Yeah,
So
I mean people live in Antarctica.
yeah,
And I'm not
Antarctica.
even sure where the
I don't
Sahara
think you-
Desert is.
Antarctica,
Like,
really. So we would rather live in
24.
24. Would you rather be fluent in all languages or be a master of every musical instrument?
yours would probably be a musical instrument.
No.
No, you don't think so? You want to speak different languages?
All languages for sure. You would be all a musical instrument.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
Yeah. I like to talk to people and talk
Yeah.
to new people, so they all.
Well, my thing is like I have zero musical talent.
Me too.
You know, as my best friend Faith would tell me, you know, told me that she could tell right away I wasn't a good singer from the way I talked. And I'm like, what? I mean, I didn't know I was a bad singer until people told me.
I mean,
you
she's
know?
never told me that, but I've joked about getting to sing before, and she's laughed it off. So I'm gonna assume.
No, apparently, if she's listening, you know, she can tell. She's like a musician or whatever.
I can. I guess I can just go ahead and assume that I don't have it.
She's never asked you to sing, so I would assume so.
That is very true.
But yeah, I think it'd be cool to be able to switch from like drums to piano and to other instruments like the flute or whatever.
Yeah, it would be cool, but I definitely would
I think
want
it'd be more
to
useful, definitely.
to have both
Languages.
Yeah,
But, all right.
we failed.
Dun dun dun.
The
25.
final question.
Would you rather fight all the time but have great makeup sex, or never fight and have mediocre sex? I think you wouldn't rather never fight and have mediocre sex.
No.
No, you'd rather fight all the time and have great sex. But you picked mediocre sex earlier.
I didn't pick mediocre. Well, I guess it is technically mediocre sex. But that was a volume question. Like, I need the
okay.
volume. How often do we have to fight to get great sex? See, is this the antidote to the earlier question? Can I just like pick a fight and be like, and then go, wow?
So you'd rather fight all the time but have great makeup sex?
No, I would never fight and have mediocre sex. I was just kidding.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You would do the same thing.
Yeah, I was like, fighting is just not
It's
worth
not worth
it.
it.
I'm like, no, I mean, no matter how great the sex is, like the fighting is just so mentally exhausting, and it doesn't help your relationship. No matter how great the sex is, I believe if your bedroom's great, but everything else around you sucks in your relationship, it's not gonna end. That's gonna affect that too. So
It's a part of your relationship, not all of your relationships.
Yes.
So
nailed it.
these are fun. So I actually really like doing these.
Yeah, you actually learn a lot. Even though we've been together, we've been married 9 years and a few months, and then together 10. There's still a lot of things that we don't know about each other. You know, just we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes. Just spending time with your spouse, getting to know your spouse. You know, your spouse's dreams. There were dreams that we learned about each other tonight, and a lot of this stuff will never happen, like Antarctica and Sahara
But I mean,
Desert,
even
and-
some of this stuff, like we might have even known, and like other quizzes that are even more simple than this, like what's your favorite movie? Like those are things that we talk about, but it's the things you talk about when you're driving down the road on a road trip, or you're out to dinner without your kids, and you're just like, well, let's anything but. Let's talk about everything. That those are the things that we do then, and so I think like to go through the process of just sitting down, and even if it's just 25 questions about your spouse or something like that, you're getting like a refresher. It's almost like going through the study guide of your spouse every time you do it, and you kind of get like a.
And things change. I think if we'd answered this at the beginning of our marriage, we'd have a lot of different answers. And so I mean, your spouse changes over time, and it's good to keep relearning. Your spouse, what job they have affects their personality. What hardships have gone on in your marriage or in their life can affect some things. It's always good to just always do that check-in and learn more about your spouse, and the prayer is that you'll grow closer.
Yeah, I mean,
them.
because the truth of the matter is, if you're not changing, then you're stagnant, and if you're stagnant, you're kind of dead in your journey of life. But as a married couple, you get in the minutia of the day, and I don't think there's a prescription for how often you should do something like this. But I do think that it's fun. I do think every now and then we usually go come across something like this on the way home from a long road trip.
Yeah, road trips, we do a lot of quizzes.
We do.
And I don't know why. I think it's just like, I guess like road trip games or whatever. We don't like any like the license plate or whatever game that is. So we just, do quizzes and stuff. I was like, sometimes on our date night, if we're like catch ourselves like talking about the kids too much or work, we're like, hey, let's get like a refresher. Like let's take this, 10 questions about your love or whatever,
Well, we named the podcast The Kids Are the Bed because these are the conversations that we have. We really do. Like the things that we talk about on here, they seem pre-planned, and they are to a degree where we want to like at least have an idea of what we're talking about.
We don't want to waste your time.
Yeah. Or ours.
On our like banter.
But at the same time, that is what we talk about. And this is also something that we actually do when we go through these. So I'll link this particular.
Or, if there's one that you like.
Yeah, comment.
This one was so fun to take with our spouse. Or this one was so meaningful to take with our spouse. Like tag us in it. And we would love to, take it on podcast or take it, off podcast and things like that. We're always looking for a good quiz.
Yeah. Leave it in the comments if you've got a favorite quiz that you like to do, that you've ever done with your spouse that you thought was interesting. If it's appropriate, we'll do it on podcast. If it's inappropriate, we'll do it off podcast. So, but leave it in the comments so that we can check that out. And know these are for fun. They are to learn and to grow with your spouse. They're not to incite some kind of rift in your relationship or in your marriage. If you don't know every single thing about your spouse, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's just a cool opportunity. You get to learn something new. You spend your entire life with your spouse, learning and growing and coming together. And so be okay with the fact you may not know every little thing. That's okay.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
Because, after 9 years, you still don't really.
I knew almost everything.
Whatever.
We only had like 3.
You actually did pretty good. Like, if he can get a movie quote right, then he's won in my book. Because I make a lot of movie quotes that
I've seen Miss Congeniality more than most men.
It's awesome. Sandra Bullock.
It's fine.
Awesome.
But I've seen it too much, probably. I've seen it more than I've seen Gladiator, probably.
Who can make it through Gladiator?
Me. A bunch. It is really long though. Anyway, we're rambling at this point. So make sure you like and subscribe, comment before you get out of here. Leave us a comment with those questions. If you want to check out this particular quiz, we will leave it in the description below.
Yep. Well, have a good night or morning or whenever you're listening to it. We're going to bed.
We are.
Because we have midweek that starts tomorrow and we got to get some sleep. And luckily we don't have noisy or nosy neighbors.
This is true.
So we get to go to bed.
We just have our in-laws. And I'm sorry for this video that keeps auto-focusing throughout. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll try to get it fixed for next week.
Good night.
See ya.